How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perri. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perri. Odyssey's Leading Ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.
Stand by for an urgent bulletin.
Showtime. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
Here's what I've noticed about the three-man booth. Now, I like it. When the three-man booth comes about, Jeff is so threatened.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
Jeff Lutz.
Do you know how many times I've felt threatened in my life? Every time we've done the three-man booth, minus every time that we've done the three-man booth, and you've got your answer.
So never.
Never.
Nature versus nurture. Nature always wins.
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
This is a sports show. I'm looking up stuff. I just wanted to jump in and be part of the conversation, boys.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
It is going to be incredible. Wait for it. And I hope you're hungry because the second half of this word is edible. Incredible.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome a Tuesday edition, the Bob and Jeff Show on KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz, Jason Duda, the three-man booth. 80 degrees and windy today. Feels like early summer rather than late winter. How you all doing?
Feels good. Feels nice. Like it a lot.
It's too hot.
It's not hot. It's windy. It's breezy. It feels good.
Thought you liked a little calmer.
When did I say that?
Oh, I've heard it. How'd the Pacers do last night?
Lost.
Two?
Toronto. They can't beat Toronto. Toronto is the bugaboo for the Indiana Pacers.
Well, you got their best player.
I know.
You still can't beat them.
Still can't beat them. Not sure what it is the Raptors have.
Did you watch that game?
Of course.
You did not.
I didn't.
You
watch.
didn't. There it is. There it is, Duda.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming.
I didn't watch. I watched Monday Night Raw last night.
There it is.
Well, everything else is trumping the Pacers. Did anybody call it that sitting here?
We both did.
I believe
it's not
you're
over.
correct.
I don't know what your problem is.
And then the Guardians
I'm
are
watch
going to start.
every game.
I'm during the
so
winter, and
into
now
this.
things are starting to happen. We got WrestleMania season. We got spring training. We got March Madness coming up.
The Pacers are just a flirtation.
No, they're not.
They're not anybody you're going to give a ring to.
They're my team.
No, they're not. Put a ring on it.
I only give out one ring, and that's to the Cleveland Guardians.
So predictable.
Easy.
What's this
Nobody's
about?
surprised.
Well, we've said all along.
As soon as you started this,
all this is confirmation bias. Well, he didn't watch one game, so he must not be a fan anymore.
Is that the only game? Is that the only game you've missed this year?
What games have you watched for your favorite team?
I don't have one.
Shut up.
We all know.
Well, I'll talk to
And
Bob.
it's just the way
I'll
it
talk
is.
with Bob about this.
All right, you guys
I
go
get
right
to
ahead.
talk with you. Why do
Yeah,
I get to? I don't have a
Duda
favorite
has
team.
no
Please do.
ability, and he's just piling on for the sake of
I'm piling on because I was right.
No, you're again.
3 months ago, I was right. I said this would happen.
I don't have a favorite team. Why do I get off the hook?
You do have a favorite team.
Well,
which is not in
season.
basketball, but you can relate to some degree.
I was going to watch K-State West Virginia, and then I always check my phone. I never. Here's something I noticed. Rarely do I watch a game at the start of the game.
You don't turn it on at the beginning.
Not often. There are times when I do, when the game is big enough that it has my interest. But K-State West Virginia wasn't that game. So I look on my phone. K-State's up handily. I think they were up 22 at halftime. They got it to 25. And then I check my phone 15 minutes later, and it's down to 10. So I scamper over to ESPN2.
You got to at that point.
And I watch the rest of that game, and that's a perfect way to watch sports. Do you agree with me on that?
Basketball, yes. Other sports, no. I like to watch start to finish.
No, not other sports, just football. Football guy.
Hockey.
I'm going to watch him.
Hockey playoffs.
You know what? Well, hockey playoffs,
Golf,
maybe.
start to finish.
You don't watch 4 rounds of golf.
Damn right
Now you're
I
getting
do.
into Jeff's category.
What's that
when
category?
golf comes on and it's a major,
You
I'm
watch
watching
the
all 4.
Hartford Open.
No. When the majors come, I watch all 4. If I'm home on Thursday, golf will be on the TV. 100%.
Just straight cherry picking.
You've never been more unlikable than you are right now.
Well, that happens.
Ugh.
Hopefully I'll sleep tonight, Bob, with you saying that.
The golf.
The golf.
And the NHL playoffs. Just wire to wire.
Absolutely.
Wire to wire. Every
wire
game.
to wire, NHL playoffs.
But no interest in the regular season. That doesn't
Not
jive
really.
with me. That doesn't
really.
fit. Although it's kind of the way I look at the NBA.
See? Well, then how doesn't it fit?
Your thoughts?
The exact same thing.
I think both of you, if you're going to dedicate yourself to something, dedicate yourself to it. If you're not, and you think I'm not, then jump off. I mean, it's just ridiculous. 2 hypocrites over here talking with no ground to stand on. Absolutely.
Well, I don't know how much of a hypocrite I'm being.
Well, I only
Me
watch
neither.
this, and occasionally I might tune in. And
Isn't that a good way to watch a game that you're
why watch a game that's 30-point blowout in the first half?
that you're marginally interested in? And
Why?
hey, something's happening here. I'm going to get over to this
well,
game.
it has to be a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 before it gets to 30. So some of the part of the game might be a little interesting. You can't just say, well, this game might be 30 points.
But I
so
I wasn't
watch.
that invested in watching K-State West Virginia.
I get it.
And my feelings were validated when I first looked on my phone to check the score. And K-State was up 20, then 25, and then it was down to 10. And then I'm going to turn over. And good thing I did.
It paid off for you because West Virginia took that game to overtime.
Well, exactly. So I don't know what
and
you're...
it turned out to be, I assume, pretty entertaining.
I don't know what you're questioning here.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're going with any of this.
I'm not questioning anything.
You're questioning a lot.
If I'm questioning it, I'll be questioning it. But I wasn't. I'm not.
You was. It's all right.
Kind of feel like you were, but...
What time's the game today? I can't wait for the game. This game's going to be so fun.
Well, let's get to the show.
What game?
This game I brought.
Let's get to what we have on tap. Matt Hamilton, the new general manager of the Wichita Wind Surge, that just announced yesterday, although he announced it many weeks ago.
Right, yeah. We've kind of known.
We've kind of known there was a change in the air, but the Wind Surge and Diamond Sports didn't get around to announcing it until yesterday.
Well, you want to build interest and excitement for the season.
But it was
holding off on announcing your general manager builds excitement.
Yeah. Oh my God, they got a new GM. I think I might. And then they announced their ticket plans today. And then
wait a minute,
got
did you just
promotions?
say
Yes, a few days ago. And
no offense, Matt Hamilton's probably a good guy, but did you just say that the announcement of him being the general manager?
I think that'll
sparks interest.
I'm just saying.
He said it.
Any release or any way to get the Wind Surge in the news will spark some interest. More so, I'll buy tickets in March when it's really starting to get going. If you put yourself in the news, regardless of what the news is, then you get people talking about you.
This seems procedural at this level more than anything else. Now, if you hire a new general manager at the big league level, that's obviously much different.
Of course.
It seems like this is, listen, we're all interested in hearing what Matt Hamilton has to say. I get it. But I don't know that I think that Wind Surge fans were out there going, oh, my, did you see this, Betty?
That's not what I said.
We hired a...
It's not even close to what I said.
What did he say? Interpret for me, if you can.
It was kind of in between what you just said, but closer to what you said.
Please.
Thank you.
You're just being ridiculous today.
Hey.
We got one guy over here dressed
you're telling
like
me
a Tennessee volunteer. You
got the orange going.
Oh, now you're gonna take a shot at my shirt.
Wow,
it's pretty bright.
Your struggle bus is going hard over here to my right.
Let me see.
Well, you are wearing a Wind Surge shirt, so
I am.
Well, that's why
you do seem to be fired up.
I'm a loyalist.
At 2:45, Hannah Alexander. She was our very first guest before the high school basketball season started to talk high school basketball. She's the girls' coach at Andover. They haven't lost.
I don't think that's true.
They've got as many losses now as they did when we talked to her before the season
Duda and I had
started.
guests way before we had Hannah Alexander on the show. Remember that, Duda? We were talking to high school coaches.
No.
Like every day.
We were.
Boys and girls coaches.
No.
Yeah, we were.
She was the first one, and it's not like I missed many shows.
You missed 3 that week.
No, I didn't.
And we had guests on, a boys and a girls coach every day. Every day.
She's the first.
Okay.
And at 3:25, we have the game.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know what's going on.
Does this family dynamic bring any memories back for you, or was yours? Because I had somebody reach out on Facebook yesterday, a guy I like, and I can't remember. Do you know what he said?
No, I didn't get a Facebook message.
Well, I got it. I saw it. He's a friend of mine. And he said basically he listened to our show yesterday. The interviews were great. And then it's turned into an argument over the Bonnies, and I tuned out. Here's my thought on this. This show is going to mix it up every single day. That's what we do best. Usually. I am not Jason, did your caramel cake turn out well? I'm not that guy. So don't.
Did it?
Well,
I am curious.
I used the wrong flour, Bob.
Thank you.
It was very difficult to get it all properly, and it didn't rise like it should have.
Next time, please talk to your wife, and maybe
it was the argument about the Bonnies that dropped him off.
Listen, this is not the first argument we've had.
I know, but
and that's
pretty tame.
Some people are put off by the friction that is often demonstrated on this show, and to them, I politely say, no one is forcing you to listen.
Do you know how many times I feel actual friction? Like maybe once a month.
Well, that's okay to feel actual friction.
But I don't. I'm just battling, man.
Well, when you come in here with me, you better be battling.
Of course, but I feel no friction.
I mean, Duda on the drive over did you psych yourself out more for a hockey game in the playoffs? Or for this show?
For this show. I turn the radio off. I take my hat off. When I stop, I talk to myself in the mirror just to try to pep myself up to make sure I can get through it. And I'm here.
Well, you better be ready.
We'll see what happens today.
You better be ready. And here's one thing I've noticed about you.
Yeah.
You keep coming back.
Why is that?
I don't know. Might not come Thursday now, though.
Why is that?
Well, we're not.
You don't want to bid. You don't want to bid goodbye to Tom Thurber?
Well, yeah, I want to bid goodbye to Tommy, but we were going to play
I thought
ball.
you didn't like the shows at the Rudd Center because your chair was terrible.
I didn't like the chair, and I'm getting a new chair.
We like playing catch.
But we play catch and take batting
BP.
So you are bringing in a new chair.
Yeah, you said I could.
But you are doing that.
I'm going to, yes.
You won't.
Why?
Of course he will.
There's no chance he does that. When you have the chair in your possession.
I don't have it, but we've already looked, and I got to get the dimensions right. Well, I got the help from someone.
Who, Dia?
Can't tell you.
Who won't come on our show, but she'll help you find a chair?
She's unavailable.
You need help finding a chair.
Because you're so high maintenance?
No, because I don't do internet stuff. I don't buy on Amazon, so I need someone else to do it. I don't do any of that.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I
mean, I get it on some level.
I don't have any of that stuff. I like it that way.
Don't you wish you weren't so enabled? Because I get it. I'm the same way with things I don't want to do, and then
It's not that I don't want to do
No,
them.
you excuse it by saying
I don't want nothing to do with it.
You excuse it by saying stuff like that. I can't do it, or I don't want to do it.
I don't say that.
It's really
I don't do it.
an excuse to just be enabled by somebody.
Nah,
and we've
why
all
do you
been
gotta
there.
go there?
Because it's true.
You're the most enabled person I know.
I'm not saying I'm not. But
say that you are.
The most? Absolutely
no, say
not.
You're enabled.
Of course I'm enabled.
Dude,
by my better
you're
half.
enabled.
I guess. I don't even know what the hell it means.
So is he, and so are you.
How am I enabled?
I don't know, but all husbands are in some way.
I'm
I
enabled.
don't feel like doing that. My wife usually does that. I don't need
enables some things for me, but I do a lot.
But like,
let me tell you what. If I needed a chair, it ain't my wife ordering it.
But like hanging out with.
And trust me, if I wanted to get a chair, I would get it.
Well, that's my point. You don't really want a chair.
I'll get it. It'll get done.
You don't really want a chair for the Rudd Center.
Well,
you just
I want to
wanna
get a good
complain
one.
about what chair we have.
I'm going to get a chair. It's going to be an angled chair because they're not easy to find. But I got to get the dimensions. I think the one I was looking at was too big.
What are you gonna?
That would be awesome though. If it took up half of that place, would be great.
No, you wouldn't
bring
be
that
there.
in.
We'd never let you in.
Have naps.
I'm not gonna help you carry that in.
No, nobody's gonna help you.
Okay, I'll do it myself. I'm sure I can.
And it has to be approved by this guy.
Oh, so now I gotta go through all the channels?
Yeah, exactly.
You told me that
Only
I
one
could bring a
channel.
chair.
I said you could, but it's got to be approved.
Oh, jeez.
The dimensions of it got to be approved.
Good thing I didn't buy it.
We're certainly not gonna just allow any chair in there.
That's ridiculous.
When the one you have is perfectly fine. The one that we provided for you is perfectly fine.
It works, but it's not perfectly fine.
Do you hear us complaining about the chairs?
Not worried about what you think about the chairs. You guys can sit on whatever you want. Doesn't bother me. You could get new chairs in there. That'd be great if that's what you wanted. No problem.
I see what you mean.
Thank you.
This guy, he can't be like this at home, can he? It just
of
can't
course
be.
he is. This is Jason Duda.
No.
We've been trying to unearth more and dig beneath the surface for years. What's changed?
His wife has to get more engagement.
There's nothing there.
She has to be engaged. Listen, I have deep respect for her.
She won't even come on the show, though.
Well, that's okay. And his two children, they have to engage him. They can't be like, Dad, can we get a new soccer ball? We'll get around to it, but I'm sleeping right now. You just can't be like that with children and a wife, and there's just no way.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, if the house needs something, yeah, I go and get it. What's the big? That's whatever.
No, but I mean, do you talk about it? Do you have discussions?
No, it's like, hey, I need this. Okay.
But are there discussions in general?
Like with what?
Exactly.
What are we discussing?
Where are we going to go eat tonight? What do you think?
When we say it's going to go eat, who brings it up has to pick where we're going.
You have discussions about your kids.
On whether they've been asshats or not? Yeah.
Well, there you go.
How they're doing in school.
Yeah, we do
what
that.
What do you want for their futures?
Well, there you go. Wonderful.
That's about it, though. Only when it's with the kids stuff. We have to, because it's got to be the kids, right?
Are you tired from having to think about whether you have it seemed like your eyes glazed over when we were talking. A little bit.
Trying to think of what you're talking about. And then what I'm supposed to think, what I know I'm talking about in a discussion that I had in order to bring it here. Nobody's following. See, this is what happens here.
It's a struggle.
No one has a clue. Neither one of you two have any idea what I just said.
No, and that's not.
And now I'm tired. And now I'm tired.
And I didn't even use big words.
Well, duh.
Thanks for keeping
not that you're not capable, of course.
He has. What was that word you came up with? I wish I remembered. Attributed.
Yeah, we both looked at each other right after I said it. Like,
what happened? Attributed?
In a proper context.
Yes, it was.
It was unbelievable. It was in a question.
You must have read a story that morning.
It was in a question I asked. I didn't even know how. It was crazy.
Spell attributed.
It's got a couple T's in the start and then a R.
No, try to spell it. Seriously.
Why?
Attributed. Can I give it? I need a pen. ATTRIBUTED.
There you go. Perfect.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Outstanding.
Scholastic Player of the Year for the Saskatoon Blades.
What, in
back in
second grade?
1992, 17 years old.
17 years old, Scholastic Player of the Year.
Yeah, we had a really dumb team. Like, I had like a 73 average, and I won.
It couldn't have been a group of rocket scientists.
Well, Mr. Mulligan, who you tried to get on the show, Jeff.
Yes.
Was not happy that he had to nominate me for the league award.
I wish we would have gotten him on the show. That was sad when he was respectfully declined. But, yeah, maybe someday.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll be out at the East Studio Thursday. Tom Thurber heading to Alabama, of all places, where he got some family down there, his son, daughter-in-law, grandchildren. He's going to Alabama to be near them.
Greenbow, Alabama.
Greenbow?
He's got
Is he?
family.
I don't think
family
so.
here too. That'd be a tough one. If I had
So
two
he had
kids,
to make a decision on where to go.
if I had 2 kids, I'd probably go wherever Jeff wasn't.
Perfect. Then everybody
Yeah,
would
but
be happy.
We're both in Wichita, so what are you gonna do?
Well, you're not a kid, and I never see you on holidays. I'm never invited over.
It's true.
You
That
never
is
reach
tragic.
out to assist in anything that I need.
Really, I helped move boxes and stuff down here when you were.
You did, but you complained the whole time,
I did.
and that's hardly what a true
That's exactly what a kid does.
a
Complains about
47-year-old kid. That's what a 47-year-old kid does.
Maybe 47. I'm 48, so I know it's different.
You
All
are
right.
48.
We need a break. We'll
1975.
come back. We'll get with Matt Hamilton. He is the new general manager of the Wichita Wind Surge. Believe it or not, they open the season pretty soon, April 5th at Riverfront Stadium for the Wind Surge. Matt Hamilton, new to the team, joins us next.
How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perry. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perry. Odyssey's Leading Ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Let's get to the hotline. Matt Hamilton, general manager of the Wichita Wind Surge. Been in that post for a couple days now. Matt, hello, welcome.
Thanks for having me. How are you guys today?
We're doing well. We're all big baseball guys here on the show today, and look forward to talking with you. So the season starts April the 5th. I know you've had some time to prepare for this position. I'm just curious to ask you this. When you looked at Riverfront Stadium for the first time, how many bells and whistles went off in your head about different things you'd like to do here?
About as many as you can probably imagine. This is one of the nicest stadiums I've ever seen in the minor league space, and could quite possibly be the nicest in the country. I've had a chance to see quite a few stadiums in my time, and you know, this is at the top of that list. It's a beautiful facility, and to me, it's a Major League Baseball quality ballpark, just without the 200 and 300 level seating. But it truly is a gem here in Wichita.
So you came from Wilkes-Barre as an assistant general manager. What are the increased responsibilities? What will you do as a general manager that maybe you didn't do as an assistant general manager?
You know, a lot of the stuff that nothing much will change, just addition to, fortunately I was in a situation in Scranton Wilkes-Barre where I did a lot of things that a general manager typically does, such as maintaining the relationship with the parent club and, being a main point of contact on game days when we had severe weather and things of that nature. So typically there's some growing pains in that respect whenever you do go from an AGM to a GM role. I think one of the biggest things that I take on now is just making sure that we're following all of the rules and guidelines that Major League Baseball has in place for each club across the country, and making sure that we're compliant. But I think the part that I'm most excited for is the fact that I've always had some fun and weird and crazy ideas swimming around in my head. And I'm excited to get to roll them out here and be the one who gets to make those decisions.
Well, give us a little background on yourself, where you went to school, how you ended up in Wichita, how did that all come about, where you were, all your other previous jobs before you got here.
Well, I don't exactly have the most traditional background when it comes to working in the professional sports world. I attended West Texas A&M University out in Canyon, Texas. Was fortunate enough to get to extend my baseball career beyond high school. So spent some time there, fell in love with the Texas Panhandle. So when I graduated, I actually got a job as a multimedia journalist, or an MMJ, for the local ABC affiliate, and did that for a little over a year before I was able to catch on as the weekend sports anchor at the CBS affiliate for a couple of years. I eventually became the sports director and got to anchor evenings Monday to Friday for 2 or 3 years there, before ultimately sliding in to be the morning show anchor and executive producer for a year. A year of waking up at midnight and going into work at 1 a.m. Was enough for me, though. So I decided to slide out from being in front of the camera. And I'd always thought about working in the professional sports world. So I did some interviews with some teams, interviewed with the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Islanders, a couple minor league hockey teams. And the world of minor league baseball hadn't really come across my mind. Of course, everybody thinks let's get into Major League Baseball. But then I found out that there was a team coming to Amarillo called the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And whenever I brought that to my general manager, because I still had a little bit of time left on my TV contract, he said, "Hey, why don't you come sell for us instead?" So I was sold for KFDA TV for a little over a year. And I guess the saying goes, I took to it like a duck in water. And from there was able to land a position with the Sod Poodles. And after 3.5 years there, moved up and took a position with the Rail Riders, and the rest is history.
Talking now with new WindSurge General Manager Matt Hamilton. Of course, Jay Miller, the team president. I guess my question here is kind of twofold. What is the relationship between a president and a general manager at this level? And secondly, Diamond Sports now owns the WindSurge, and they own a bunch of other minor league franchises throughout the country. What is kind of their philosophy when it comes to minor league baseball?
Sure. So, Diamond Baseball Holdings also owns Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and so that was an organization that I was with, and very familiar with their operations. And they're no different than, what a normal agent or ownership is. Their goal is to, create a family-friendly entertainment venue, but they want to do that through engaging the community and by providing their organizations with resources to make sure that we can do that in a fun way and keep things affordable. And I think that's the most important part. And to answer the first part of your question, the relationship between a president and general manager. So Jay is obviously been in this community for a couple of years, and his goal is to maintain the relationships that the team has with the city and with all of the folks who played a big part in making sure that this team happened and were able to come here and the stadium was to be built. And my role is to help run the day-to-day operation of the WindSurge. And so to make sure that everything's buttoned up whenever we get there on April 5th, and that fans can come in and, have a good time in the way that they expect based off of their previous experiences, or, maybe we can find ways to compound that fun and add to it. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things of having spent time with a few other teams, is I bring some ideas that are a little bit different than what's been done here in the past, but if anything, it'll only enhance the fan experience.
So you talked about showing some interest, interviewing with other teams and other sports. How much of a baseball fan are you, and what's unique? I know you don't have necessarily a frame of reference from working in those other sports, but what do you think is unique about a baseball front office? I would have to imagine that 6 games in a week is probably at the top of that list.
Yeah, so I'm a baseball guy. It's my favorite sport, always has been my favorite sport. I played high school football and baseball in Texas, and then ultimately chose baseball in college. I follow the game very closely. I consider myself a nerd when it comes to keeping up with stats and keeping up with history and just everything that comes with the game of baseball. I try to stay on top of it as much as I can. And that's just because I genuinely love the game. My wife would tell you that I love it more than her, which isn't true, but it's certainly close. But no, I do love the game of baseball a lot. It's just one of those things. I grew up going to games with my dad whenever I was little, and I love taking my two sons to games. And so I'm a huge baseball fan. And as far as the nuances of a front office, it's just like running any other business. We have our day-to-day responsibilities that we need to take care of, and in order to get prepared and ready for the season. I think one of the most common questions I get as the season comes to the end every year is, what do you guys do this off season? Do you go back home? And now it's explain to people like, no, like my home is here, and our job is, for the next 6 months to, build and prepare, all the promotions and giveaways and everything that goes into executing a full season and making sure that we sell more season tickets and, making sure that we secure more sponsors so that we can do more fun things. And that's really what we're doing, during the off season, is preparing for the next season.
Talking with Matt Hamilton, the general manager now of the Wichita Wind Surge. You mentioned previously in the interview here that you had some ideas, and I don't know if you want to keep all of those under wraps, but we'd love you to divulge maybe one of them right here, right now.
Sure. I mean, the tough part is I came in here so late. There's not much that I can really roll into the upcoming season, unfortunately. That said, I've got some pretty fun ideas with ways that we can do some silly giveaways that tie into what we're doing in the night, and some things that we can execute pregame and postgame that'll get some people talking. And it's all meant to just be all in fun. I know that a lot of people kind of have a misconception about the game of baseball, that it's too long or it's too boring. And a lot of that comes from folks who maybe aren't as, educated about the game and situational things. And, at the same time, like our goal and my sole goal is to make people leave here without even thinking about what the final score of the game was, or not even knowing if we won or not. Truthfully, my goal is that everybody had so much fun that they can't wait to come back. And that's how we generate, generational fans. That's how we generate season ticket holders, is through the entertainment that we put on the field. And I'm not talking about the baseball. I'm talking about the goofy, silly things that minor league baseball is known for.
All right. Well, one more question. Do you, Matt, still see Riverfront Stadium being a year-round venue? I know we've had quite a few football games there over the fall. Do you see that expanding? How do you view that facility in terms of an event space?
Yeah, absolutely. No, this stadium is a multi-purpose event venue that hosts 69 baseball games. With previous teams, we've hosted comedy shows that have held over 10,000 people. We had Burt Kreischer headline with Shane Gillis as part of the undercard and a whole list of comedians. When I was in Amarillo, we hosted a bunch of concerts with bands like Midland and Co Wetzel. I'm very much so accustomed to the special event space, and those things take time and they take development, and it's not something that can happen overnight due to you needing to plan and work with promoters and things like that. But it's certainly something that we intend to do, and that's not just my vision. That's the vision of Diamond Baseball Holdings, our ownership group. They want to help, bring more value to fans, and that's what we're going to do. And again, those things take time and development, but they will come.
All right, good stuff, Matt. We really appreciate it. Welcome to Wichita. I'll ask a question that my cohort, Jason Duda, missed. Where do you like to eat? Do you know yet in Wichita? Is there a place that you enjoy eating?
So I got to come here last month to look for a house, and I've been here a couple days, and I've eaten at two places a couple of times so far, and both times have been a blast and been really good food. So the first is our neighbor here to Riverfront Stadium, Monarch. That's a phenomenal place that I've had a chance to eat a couple of times. And the other place is Chicken and Pickle over on the east side. They've got really good food. And again, I mentioned I've got two little ones, so it's kind of a safe place for mom and dad to eat dinner, and the kids can run around and have some fun. And we don't feel like they're going to run away, or anything like that. So that's been two good places for us so far. I am a food fanatic, so I am open for suggestions at all times. Anything that people have, if you have any listeners that are ever at games and they have recommendations, come find me. I'm the only bald guy on staff, so you can find me pretty easy. And
no, you're not. You're not.
Am I not?
Jeff does some official scoring, so you'll meet him at some point.
Okay. Well, Jeff, I look forward to meeting you, and it's good to know that I've got a fellow ball guy on staff.
Me too.
And you'll also be happy to know that if I were on Match.com, I would get you and Duda together. You sound like a perfect match.
That's
Food
fine. Well, I
and
look
sports.
forward to meeting.
Do you drink beer?
Of course I do.
Well, there you go.
We'll be just fine there, buddy.
Get it first
All
date.
righty,
We're
well-
looking for it. Matt, thank you so much.
No.
We appreciate your time.
No, thank you all so much. I appreciate the opportunity, and we look forward to April 5th. But if y'all don't mind me doing a quick plug, on Thursday here at the ballpark from 3 to 7 at our Fidelity Club, we have single game tickets going on sale. We're going to have $2.29 lawn seats for opening day, and two for $29 seats in our dugout select area as well. So, but you have to be here in person to buy, and we're going to have a few things going on that day as well to entertain fans. So come by. We'll have beer specials going. So the Fidelity Club here at Riverfront Stadium from 3 to 7 will be going.
Good stuff. We'll send them your way. Thank you again, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Matt Hamilton. I wonder if he'll come back on.
Yeah, why'd you have to put a...
Why did I have to go there?
I don't know. It's just strange.
Well, I mean, when he mentioned his love for food, and he's a
that
sports
makes him
guy,
unique.
and he likes to have a beer or two, and you know, I mean, didn't you kind of put two and two together?
No, I didn't. I think most people like to eat, and a lot of people like sports. So those two qualities make neither of them unique in any way. Not that they don't have other qualities that make them unique, but those two...
Well, he just said he's a food fanatic, and I only know one other really food fanatic.
David Michael Hahn.
Okay, well, maybe they could all
Jason
three get
Duda,
together.
not a food fanatic.
Okay, Jeff.
I wish one of these days there's going to be a physical confrontation.
You think so?
Yes.
That would be amazing if I could get Duda to that level. That would be so cool for me.
No, it'd be tough.
What a ridiculous thing. We're joined on the hotline by Hannah Alexander. She's the girls basketball coach at Andover. They are unbeaten going into sub-state play this week. Andover plays on Wednesday evening at home against Goddard Eisenhower. Hannah, welcome.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, we're happy to have you with us. So we talked to you before the season started. We had high expectations for your team, as you also did, obviously. And here you are, 20 games later, haven't lost, going into a tough 5A group here in the West. How are you feeling about your club?
Oh, good. I think we're, all getting healthy, and I'm hoping for a successful week.
Are you able to take a breath at all after the regular season ends? You get a few days, I guess, not a ton. It's basically the same as the regular season. But are you at all able to reflect on 20-0? Do you think about that? Do you take any downtime after that?
Yeah, we definitely celebrated and enjoyed it. And we went to the K-State girls basketball game on Sunday, and that was a lot of fun, and it was a great atmosphere and a great game with KU with that huge upset. So that was a lot of fun, and I thought the girls really enjoyed it. And it was just, there were so many people there, so it was just a great experience for the girls to see that level of play.
Did you get to meet Lynette Woodard?
We did not get to meet her face to face, but definitely got to see her and enjoy her presence. And the girls they showed some videos and this and that of her, so that was cool to see. It would have been great to actually meet her. But
so I'm just curious, Hannah. You come from a different era from what Lynette represented. Certainly, Caitlin Clark is the talk of not just women's basketball, but maybe basketball altogether at the moment. What kind of legacy does Lynette leave? What do you know about her? Do your players know about her? Because I'm old enough that I covered her when she was at North High School, and then when she was at the University of Kansas. and I'm convinced she's still the best of all time. So I wonder if it still resonates, if Lynette still resonates.
Oh yeah, a few of the girls that eat, breathe, sleep basketball definitely knew her right when her name was said, and her picture went up there, and then some film of her playing. The girls definitely recognized her, and were screaming and giving her a hand. So I think the girls really, some of them know, some of them don't, and that's our job to educate them and show them. And I think, Caitlin Clark definitely gets a lot of it today. I think that was, somebody more from, in the older era. So I think that it's good for the girls to know. I think any, strong female athlete, it's great for our girls to know their story and to, live through that and hopefully, try and advocate for that. And, just women's basketball, women's sports has just come such a long ways. And I think that it's important that we talk about those great people that did so many great things for our sport and for women,
Well, obviously you have some great players on your team. Why don't you throw a few names out and fill us in on who we really need to keep an eye on here in Substates?
I guess Brooke Walker, number 3, is one of our returners that's done a great job for us, leading us on the floor and shooting. She just does it all. I mean, she is one of our top assist people. She gets steals. She's just very active and does a great job running our offense and getting the ball where it needs to go for us to be successful. And then she's, a great defender, guards a lot of the other team's best people. And she's just, kind of the glue to this team and just a huge, leader and a rock. And she's had to sit out a little bit throughout the season due to a little bit of injuries here and there. So we're excited for her to be healthy and back on track. And, this is the time of the season we have been waiting for and, working towards. So I think she's just, we're enjoying the moment and trying to, push and strive for the best. And then right by her side is Elena Shetler, who helped us be a leader last year, and she's continuing to do that this year. And she's one of our seniors, and she's done a great job for us. Shooting the ball and getting inside and getting rebounds, and she's really been great for us on defense and being a rim protector for us and getting some block shots, and just kind of doing all the little things that we need. And she's definitely a voice out there on and off the floor. She really gets into, keeping the girls together and letting, helping other people out when they need to hear, some positivity. And then we got Aaliyah Green, another transfer from Hutch that came this year, and she's really just stepped into her role on this team and has really helped us tremendously as far as inside being able to get the ball through the hoop for us when we need to. She's kind of been our go-to, and then also rebounding the ball tremendously, offensively and defensively. And she, again, is another one of those defenders that just works her butt off and makes it hard for anybody to score on the basket for us. And she's been able to extend our press and being able to extend the floor for us and get points in transition. She's a runner, a rim runner. She runs the floor hard, and we look to get it to her when we can. And then I've got Katie Evans. She's another one of our good shooters from last year. She's really stepped up this year on passing the ball. Defense has gotten tremendously better, and she gets block shots, she gets steals, but she's just kind of all over. She does a lot of things that aren't in the stat book, and she hits some big shots for us when we need it. And then we got Amelia Vance. She's another one that's our point guard. She's our leader. She definitely pushes the tempo when we need to push it. She, again, is another great defender that sometimes guards, the other team's point guards and tries to rile them up a little bit. And she's just done a great job this year on pushing the tempo, getting the ball delivered to where it needs to go, calling out the offenses and defenses, and just being a really good floor general for us. And then we've got some of our kids off the bench doing a great job. Bella Budara, she's a freshman, coming in playing some solid minutes for us, and she's just skill level is great. She is super fast, can get by her defender, and she does a great job. She has some, magnificent hands that she somehow ends up with the ball, and I don't even know how she does it sometimes. So she's been huge for us, and I think she's really getting into her role as of lately for us. And then we've got Brody Christensen, who's a great returner for us and does all the little things. She can knock down threes when she needs to. She can block shots. She can get rebounds. She just kind of does whatever we need. We need a guard. She'll step up and do it and guard some of the lankier guards. And if we need posts, she'll sub in the post area. She just is one of those kids that's very versatile and can do it all. So she does it very well. And we got Anila Williams, who is another one of our returners that gives us a little bit of lift off the bench, and she's one of our runners that gets down the floor. She kind of gets things going for us defensively, offensively. If we just need a little change up, I feel like she's somebody that can shake it up out there and get things going.
All right, your parents got to love you. You know what I mean, Hannah? You just mentioned everybody on your roster. I wish that had been the case when I was playing. I would have gotten some notoriety.
Well, I didn't get everybody, but
well, who would you miss?
Yeah.
I want to hear.
We have a lot of girls on there that I just our freshman class is so great, and they give us a great run for our money in practice. And this year has just been a fun year.
So you've got Eisenhower Wednesday night, tomorrow night. Then you face the winner of Hutch Capon. I'm going to go ahead and put you in that sub-state championship game. No offense to my good friends at Eisenhower, but you beat them 70-24 and 61-18. So I imagine you're going to win that game. Hutch and Capon will be a little bit different of a challenge. They're both pretty good teams.
Oh yeah, they're definitely solid. For sure. And I think it'll be interesting to see who comes out of that, because I really think it could go either way. I think both teams are very good in different ways, so I will definitely be interested. We got to be ready for either one of them. So.
And then you look at Maize South, Emporia, Bishop Carroll. The 5A is really loaded in the western part of the state this year.
I know. Yes, it is.
So
it was. I mean, it was last year too. So.
Yeah, it all probably always will be. So I don't usually buy into the overused things, and one of those overused things is you got to lose a game to know how to lose or whatever. And you not only haven't lost, you've only played, I think, 2 games within single digits. And I'll just ask you, does that matter?
I honestly, I think, I've coached for quite a while now, 12, 13 years. I don't even know what year it is now. But I would say that, normally you would think that, but this team, I just feel like they know what's at stake. They're so mature, so their basketball IQ, and they, when we watch film, they dissect every little detail. So I just think this is a very mature group, and they know what's at stake, and they know they have earned it, and they want it, really, really bad. So I'm not really worried about them. I think that I had a same kind of situation that 2020 season, and my team, I had the same kind of feeling as this team. We were 23-0, and we didn't get to finish our season due to COVID. But I think that this group has what it takes. They have some grit. Even when their back's against the wall or calls aren't going their way and what have you, or injuries, they step up. They've been through it all. I know it's technically a perfect season, but really it hasn't been a perfect season as far as adversity and all those different things. So I think that this team is mentally, physically ready for it.
Well, good stuff. We hope for the best. You start your postseason journey tomorrow night at home against Goddard Eisenhower, and then Saturday against the winner of Hutchinson and Cape and Mount Carmel. Thank you, Hannah. We appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. So here's how, if my high school coach had been like Hannah, here's what he would have said when I was a junior. He would have talked about 11 players before he got
11 to 14, yeah.
No, 11. But he would have said, we got this kid who can really shoot it coming off the bench. He once went 17 for 17.
Coming off what
in
bench,
a junior
Coach?
high practice. And we really look forward to getting him out there.
So he's a varsity player?
Yeah.
How many minutes do you think he'll play this year?
At least 3. You know what's the problem? How many minutes did you play?
Well, I'm not out here trying
Did you ever get your photo taken as a varsity basketball player?
No.
Okay.
But I only played for 2 years in high school.
And why didn't you play your junior year?
I don't know. Maybe I should have.
Why? Because you weren't good enough.
I didn't try out.
Why didn't you try out?
I don't know. Didn't feel like it.
Well, I know why.
I bet I could
have
have
said we probably won't be able to use him.
I bet I could have made the varsity team at Hilliard-Davidson High.
Oh, yeah, you moved. I forgot you weren't here. They would have laughed you off the floor.
I think they finished like 3rd or 4th in the state that year.
Well, I would have loved to have seen it.
I would have loved to have tried it, but it didn't work out.
I wonder in your book, when you write your book, how you'll address that junior year of high school.
Well, certainly playing basketball would have helped keep me in shape because I was not in shape when baseball started.
I wonder how you'll address all that when you write that chapter.
I don't know.
Well, I'm curious to know.
So am I.
All right, time for a break. We've got a game coming up in hour number 2. It's a 3-man booth with Bob, Jeff, and Jason. Back in a minute.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perry. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perry. Odyssey's Leading Ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.